What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. Welcome back to our Life is Strange community series. I'm Alex. This is where we talk about Life is Strange related topics. Now, I quickly just want to say, normally I would say that this goes up every single Wednesday on our channel. What we're going to be doing starting this week is we're going to be limiting it to every other week. So we're going to start doing a little bit less of these just because we're running out of things to talk about, especially in between episodes when they do take a bit to come out. So we're going to be coming back in 2 weeks, and we're going to do an every 2 week schedule for the community. But we're going to be continuing it through the entire, Life is Strange 2 season, all 5 episodes. We'll be talking about the theories. I'll be live streaming the other episodes when they come out, and we'll be doing reviews and all that stuff. So we're going to be doing that. I just want to quickly throw that in there. Now, last week, we talked about Daniel's powers, and I talked about how powerful Daniel's powers actually are and where they could go, and, have we reached the limit of where Daniel's powers are, or is he going to be able to learn? And ultimately, the answer was kind of yes, right? We think that he'll end up being able to control his powers because we kind of see that in the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. They're not going to be so reliant, I think, on his anger and his him being upset and emotionally. And I think he'll be able to use it. Now, the question I want to talk about in this video is I want to connect it to Max. Now, I've made a video, I believe the very first video in this community series, as I talked about will Max return in Life is Strange 2. And I do want to revisit that topic in the future because I kind of have new things I want to talk about regarding Max and if they could do it and stuff like that. So I do want that to happen. I'm going to make that in the future. But for this video, I want to talk about, is Daniel going to be more powerful than Max? And, that's a tough question, and to side with Daniel on this would be pretty not like me. Firstly, I do think Max is just way, way more powerful. I think that's just a byproduct of obviously what her powers are. Being able to control time is probably the most powerful thing you could ever have in your life, other than maybe not being able to die. But really, if you can control time, as long as you don't get hurt or as long as, something doesn't happen to you, you can stop pretty much anything from happening as long as you can see things coming, as long as you have time to react. And, in the 5th episode of the first Life is Strange, they kind of mess around with that just a tad when you're kind of going through Arcadia Bay as things are breaking down and the tornado is about to hit, and things are going to fall on you, and you pretty much in the game, as a gameplay mechanic, have to stop time, go backwards, so you're stopping whatever, a tree from falling or a building from falling, and you're doing that, and then you're going through it. So as long as it doesn't catch you off guard, you really can't be touched with the power of controlling time. Now, obviously, it takes its toll on Max, and obviously it had repercussions in terms of a tornado, and obviously it made Max, faint a couple times and her nose bleed and all that stuff, and it kind of messed with her psyche in terms of what the powers actually mean to her and does to her. So those things did affect her, but the power to literally go back in time, now, for the farther memories, she has to actually see a photo of it. So that's a little bit more tricky. She can't go back, to the World War II. She can't go back, she can't go back super, super far. We don't even know if she can go back before her lifetime, and I honestly think the answer is no. I feel like she has to be alive in it, and also I feel like she needs to be present in it in order to go backwards. She needs to actually revisit a time period that she was a part of, and she can mess with that, and she could change things, but that's pretty much all she can do. So, yes, her powers are super, super powerful, but she's not, she's not unbeatable, because again, Jefferson, when he drugged her, she was kind of out of it, and the powers didn't work. The game mechanic, when Kate was about to jump off the building, Max had used it too much, so it kind of got to her, and she was unable to do it. So there was kind of a limit to how often she would do it. So, again, I'm kind of just explaining what powers Max had. We all kind of know the power she had is time control, but, that is extremely powerful, and ultimately, and honestly, again, I think it's more powerful than Daniel's power. I mean, Daniel basically has the power of the Force, which is what we talked about last week, and we don't know how powerful it can become yet. We don't know if he can, break down a building. We don't know if he can make a building collapse. We don't know if he can make the ground shake and, explode and have, we don't know really what he can do. All he's really able to do right now is, levitate, float, spin things, push things. He did push, a car. He flipped a car over, so that's pretty powerful, but we really don't know what he can do, and again, if say, and this is pretty, we're stretching it here, but say Daniel and Max ever had to fight each other, I think it's very clear Max would win as long as she doesn't get hit by anything Daniel does. All she has to do is reverse time, stop time entirely, slow down, whatever, get close to him, and she'd be able to take him out. Now, again, it's the characters themselves. Neither of them are fighters. Max isn't going to go up and kill somebody or hit somebody. But if these powers had to be put to the test and had to fight each other, and something was reliant on that, I do think Max's powers would win. Daniel's powers are very different. And I like his powers, and I like the idea of what it can do and what it can be. And again, I really like the mechanic of Life is Strange 2 that we're not playing as the character with the powers. We're playing as his older brother, somebody who has more life knowledge. Whereas with Max, we played as the person with the powers, and we had to make the decisions, but we also had the powers. But ultimately, I think the stories are very different. The games are very different. I'm not expecting Life is Strange 2. I don't expect it to beat the Life is Strange 1. I really don't. And then just from the powers themselves, we've already, in a way, taken a downgrade. Now, I don't expect, I didn't expect a new person to come and them to be able to use time travel. But also, people did want a Max and Chloe kind of thing again. And Don't Nod, has made it clear that they want to make new characters. But all I'm saying is just from a, basic perspective of jumping into this game, we're now playing as different people. And I feel like the powers have been reduced, but it's a different story. It's a different atmosphere. We don't know, again, like I've talked about in the past, we don't know what the villain is. We don't know what the villain of this game is. We don't know if there's any repercussions for Daniel having these powers. With Max, it was a tornado. But with Daniel, we don't know if anything's going to happen in the environment or the world because of that. Something very well could happen. But I don't know. I don't know. Again, we made a video talking about is the villain racism? Is Don't Nod just going to go that route? I think that'd be pretty bad. I think that'd be pretty stupid. I wouldn't want that. But that could be the way that they go. So, overall in this video, I would say Max is definitely more powerful, but it's hard to judge them, back to back. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think of this topic? What do you think of Life is Strange? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel podcast. Now, again, these videos are going to start going up every other week. So I think in 2 weeks, it's actually going to go up on a Tuesday. I'm going to try and do every other week on a Wednesday going forward, especially when it kind of gets into the winter months when there's a little less stuff going on. We'll definitely be doing it on Wednesday. So every 2 weeks, we'll have another video in this community series. When the next episodes come out, we'll be live streaming, reviewing, all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.